Okay, so before I even start this video, let me just say something. I am not a Twilight hater. I'm not. I used to be really into the books. Like, I think, I don't remember, I think it was somewhere between New Moon and Eclipse that I got into the books. A friend of mine gave me the first book for my birthday and I read it and I was immediately in love with it. Like, so awesome. It was so good. I loved it so much. Then I got the second book and we had like these massive talks about it and it was really great, and I actually genuinely liked the books. I was really in love with them. And I also read Eclipse and Breaking Dawn, all 4 books, several times, and I still somewhat like them. But not long ago I attempted to reread them after quite a while of not having laid eyes on them, and I feel like I read them in a different way and I had like this whole new perspective on them because I've just grown up a lot since the last time I read it, and I feel like I can view it in a more differentiated way now, not just like, oh my god, such a great love story, they're so adorable together, oh my god, I want a guy like Edward, oh my god, he's so hot. I'm not saying I'm super mature because I'm not, but when it comes to these books, I think I've just changed my perspective a little bit, and reading them again, I came across so many things that I hadn't noticed before that were just kind of hidden from the view of 15-year-old me, and that just jumped out at me really reading them again, and I just wanted to share with you because, as you probably know, in just 2 months the last movie is gonna come out and bring this whole saga to an end, and I thought this might be a good time to share my feelings with the world. But the lighting is okay like this. I had to switch on my little desk lamp because it's getting dark outside really quickly and I don't want to end up just having a black video for you. So I don't even want to get into all the obvious plot holes or even discuss Stephanie's ignorance as far as the geography of Brazil is concerned, but there are 3 things that I want to discuss today, and that will be Bella, Edward, and their relationship. So what bothers me the most about Bella is that she's willing to give away every little shred of control she has of her own life to Edward. Like, he controls her life, let's be honest. He does it under the pretense of protecting her, but it's still, she just doesn't have a say in anything. And this obviously is partly Edward's fault, but still, why does she just let him do it? She just hands him the reins and goes like, oh yeah, you know what's best for me or whatever. I mean, seriously, does she have no brain of her own? Can she not make sound decisions? I mean, she's, like, for the most part of the story, she's 18. She's an adult. She can make her own decisions. And if they will bring her in danger, that's still her decision to make, you know? I mean, he can give her advice, and he can maybe tell you, you know, that wouldn't be wise. He can't, what does he do? He can't, like, take parts of her car, remove parts of her car, so she can't go visit her friend because he thinks it's dangerous. That's not a healthy relationship. And I know that I wanted to talk about Bella alone, but unfortunately those 3 topics are very hard to keep separate. Also, let me ask you a question. Do you think Bella has any sense of self-worth and dignity? Because it really doesn't seem like that to me. I mean, for the whole series she keeps saying, I'm not good enough for him, I'm not good enough for him. It gets old, you know? It does, really. Okay, so he leaves her in a way that is far from a clean breakup, like the way he said it, like it's gonna be a clean break and you're gonna like forget it ever existed or something like that. He doesn't give proper reasons. He doesn't do it in a way that's like, let me explain my feelings to you. That's how I feel. I hope you can deal with that. He's just like, I don't want you. Go away. That's not a good breakup. So for her to just go like, as long as he stays with me, I want him back. I would have punched that guy in the face. If If anyone left me like that and just went like, oh, can I have you back? I wouldn't be like, yes, please, please, come. Without you, I have no life. I would feel like a little bit of pride, at least. Please, Bella, have a little bit of pride. Also, I don't think that Bella is a very nice person in the way that, like, considering the way that she treats Jacob, she continuously leads him on. I mean, they go around holding hands. And the only explanation she has for that is, oh, it's always been this way. I'm sorry, if you know that a guy has feelings for you that you don't return, and you are all about not hurting him, then why would you do that? What? Isn't that common sense? Like, especially if you have a boyfriend. You don't go running around holding hands with someone else. Or maybe it's just my opinion. I don't know, but I don't think that that's the way to go. Especially if you don't want to send the wrong message, because to me that's what it does. Number 2 is Edward. And I confess, I used to be all about Team Edward. I still like Edward better than Jacob, but I mean, let's face it, Edward may be handsome and super hot, but he's still super whiny and super pathetic. If you've ever read Midnight Sun, you know that, like, the moment he meets Bella, she seriously is the center of his life. And let me just sum up Midnight Sun for you in a few sentences. It goes something like this. Oh my god, I love Bella so much, I cannot be without her. She is the center of my existence, but I have to stay away from her. I have to be strong. I have to be strong. But I want to be with her, but I can't. But I want to be with her, but I can't. But I want, but I can't. It is the most frustrating piece of writing I've ever read. I'm glad that she didn't finish that book, because it would have gotten much worse, I believe. Seriously. Does he have nothing better to do than think about Bella all the time? If this doesn't give him a lot of depth of character, if all his entire life is focused on is a girl he barely knows. And that's another thing, we don't even know why they love each other. I think they don't even know themselves. They just do. It's just like, meh, I love you now, you know? I don't think that's the way love works, you know? It's a continuous process. You can't just go around and decide in a split second whether you're in love with someone or not. And then in the book, it says that if a massive change occurs, like Edward falling in love with Bella, it doesn't, like, it stays like that. But still, doesn't explain why that happened in like a day. And then the way Edward treats Bella is like, she is his possession. I get that he's worried about her, I get that he wants to protect her from stuff, but let's face it, it never works. Never works. Not once does he actually protect her. She always gets hurt. So what's the point? If he could, he would probably chain her to a tree or something. At the same time saying he wants her to be human and to experience a human life. That's not a human life. And I don't know about you, but I personally would rather get ripped to shreds by a psycho vampire than being chained to my room by one who ostensibly loves me. Also, am I the only one who's kind of irritated by the whole soul thing? I mean, he spends so much time worrying about him not having a soul. What's the definition of a soul? Is it, you know, your personality? Is it the things you do, like karma? What is it? Because if it is about actions, then the Cullens are actually pretty decent people. I mean, there's a lot of murderous, human murderers around, you know? And so are they saying that these people don't have a soul because they commit a crime? It's kind of tapping into the religious realm where I really don't want to go right now. I'm just saying, I think that the whole soul thing is pretty unnecessary and probably just exists so Edward can feel bad for himself a little more. Because that's what he does a lot, like pitying himself. He's such a martyr. And there's one thing I cannot stand, it's martyrs. And then he's all like, I am suffering in silence. Even worse, even worse. And then moving on to what the book is actually about, which is their relationship. Now, I don't want to pretend like I have a lot of experience of relationships because I don't, but I don't think that theirs is a very healthy relationship. In fact, it does seem pretty dysfunctional to me. Like, Edward calls all the shots and Bella does what he tells her to do, which is for her own protection and stuff. I know. Still, not okay. Also, what bugs me the most is that the book basically screams at you. You can't be happy if you don't have a boyfriend you love more than anything else. It's like, you can't be happy on your own. You can't achieve happiness just by being alive and by doing the things you love. You have to have that significant other, otherwise your life is miserable. Because if you look at the state Bella is in New Moon, it is clear that she is basically dead without Edward. And I mean, there's so many young girls reading these books, like, they believe what they read. I feel like this book encourages them to feel like they're nothing worth on their own. Like, they need to, for happiness, they need someone else by their side, which is not true. I mean, it can and does greatly increase your happiness if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. That's not all there is to life, is it? I'm just a little worried about the effect this book has and had on younger people, and I don't think that should be, you know, portrayed as an okay relationship and as an okay situation. It's kind of similar to 50 Shades of Grey, I think. I mean, 50 Shades of Grey was actually Twilight fanfiction, so you see the parallels, you see them. It kind of seems like 50 Shades of Grey is just like an extreme version of their relationship, where it's just more explicit that there is a dominant and a submissive part to their relationship. Other than that, I don't actually see many parallels, but that's another topic altogether, so we'll stop right here. This whole marriage thing is just bothering me. It has been bothering me even the first time I read the book, because I mean, if you're already gonna be together forever, they say multiple times that when two vampires fall in love, they mate for life, you know, they stay together. So what are they worried about? One of them is gonna change their mind, and you know, if that's gonna happen, then just a piece of paper is not gonna stop them from going their different ways. Just doesn't make a lot of sense. So again, I don't hate the books, I do like them. Maybe they have a dysfunctional relationship, but apparently for them it works, and more power to you. But I just have problems with the way that it comes across, you know? I mean, if you read it and you know that it's not the way it's supposed to be, that's fine. But I think that there are and have been a lot of people who thought that this was the right way to be with someone. I just don't think it is. I'm actually really looking forward to the movie in November, because the second part of the fourth book was always my favorite part of the whole series. It's just so cool. It's really, really cool. And I love Bella as the vampire. I feel like she is a little more interesting and just not as spineless as she is as a human. She seems like a stronger person in general. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And I just watched the newest trailer and it's kind of cool. So many new scenes, and I was really excited about it as well. So yeah, I hope you found this video somewhat entertaining. If you're annoyed with me now, tell me. If you think I'm right, tell me as well, because I would like to know how other people think about it. And I'm gonna talk to you guys soon. Bye!